Stampers, this is Dawn, and today we're going to make this beautiful faceted box. This is one that we got as a pillow gift from Chris at our Glitter Queens retreat this last month. And inside her she put some mints. Isn't that cute? So I went ahead and made this one using the Painted Autumn designer paper. And then this one uses the Christmas Around the World designer paper. And then this one is using the Spooky Night designer paper. So cute. Alright, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let me give you the measurements. You're going to need 2 pieces of cardstock, and I'm using the Early Espresso, and these are both cut at 5 by 5. And then I'm also using the Painted Autumn designer paper. Remember, there's a promotion going on right now where you buy 3 packs of designer paper and you'll get 1 free. And this is on the list of the buy 3, get 1 free. So you're going to need 1 piece cut at 2.5 by 2.5. And then 2 squares cut at 1 7/8 by 1 7/8, and you need 2 of those. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab our envelope punch board. So this is our envelope punch board, and this is going to make our cute little faceted box. So we're going to do both pieces the exact same way on our punch board. So we're going to take our 5 by 5 piece, and we're going to line this up at 2.5 along the measurement up on top. So 2.5, and you're going to punch, and then you're going to score. Okay, then after that you're going to ignore this measurement and you're going to follow the score line from there on out. So the first one is at 2.5, then you're going to follow the rest on the score lines. So punch and score. Okay, so you're going to do the exact same thing to this piece, which I've already done 2 of them already. So this one is the same one. So you're going to do both of them this exact same way. Now we're going to grab our paper trimmer. Okay, so now we're going to use our paper trimmer. On one piece we're going to cut, and then on the other piece we're going to score. So the first one we're going to cut, we're going to line this, I'm going to use this right side of my trimmer. We're going to cut at 3/8 of an inch. And what that will do is it's going to cut off these little divots. Okay, so 3/8, and you're going to cut. See, that removes that side piece there. Okay, so you're just going to do all 4 sides. Okay, so this is going to be the top of our box. The next piece we're going to score. So like we cut, now we're going to score at 3/8 of an inch. Okay, now we're going to grab our 2 little squares. Remember, these are the 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. And we're going to cut these from point to point at a diagonal. These are going to decorate the side of our faceted box. Okay, so those are done. Now we're done with the trimmer. Okay, so now the piece that we scored, we're going to cut. There's a little tiny box in each of the corners, so we're going to cut at an angle at that point. And you're going to do all 4 corners that way. Okay, so now it should look like that. Now we're going to go ahead and fold all the score lines. Okay, so now we have all our score lines. Now we're going to add the tear and tape, but you could also use your multi-purpose liquid glue if you wanted, or the fast fuse. I'm just using tear and tape because it works a little bit faster. So I'm going to bring in my craft sheet, and I'm going to take the tear and tape, and I'm going to line it right up across this whole score line right here. Okay, so I used my craft sheet because this part is still sticky on the back side and I didn't want that to stick to my table. So now all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to remove that part. So I'm flipping it over and I'm using that as a guide. And I'm going to remove that tear and tape from that section. Okay, so you do that to all the 4 sides. And I went ahead already and did that. So it looks like that now. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and fold all these score lines on the lid part of the box. Okay, now we're going to grab the Big Shot. Okay, this is the lid part, so we're going to cut a square out of the center to open the lid. And I'm using the layering squares. They look like these. And I'm using these 2 sizes. So the 2-inch is going to cut the opening. So I'm going to do that first. So this is a 2x2 square. Cut that out. Now we're going to cut another part of the lid. We're going to use the scallop, and this is the 3x3 size. I think this might be the largest square in the collection, in the scallop size. Okay, so this is going to go on the front of our box. Okay, so that's all the Big Shot. I'm bringing my trimmer back in. I'm going to take that scallop and I'm going to score this at a 1/2 inch on one end. So this is going to make the fold-up part of our lid. So I just scored it at a 1/2 inch. Now this is going to make the lid part of our box. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to peel off the backings of this tear and tape. Okay, so I have all the backings peeled off of our tear and tape. Now you can work in sections, but I found that it's a little bit easier and it goes a little bit faster if you have it all ready to go. So we're going to take the bottom section of our box and we're going to take our lid and we're going to form it into a corner of 2 triangles. And you're just going to line that up with that edge and press that down. Now mind you, if you're using the liquid glue, you'll have to hold that in place for a little bit. I'm going to take the next section, glue that down. Then you're just going to continue around your box, adhering all the tabs. In just like that. Okay, so there's our box. Isn't it cute? All right, now we're going to take our lid and I'm going to use fast fuse, but once again you can use the tear and tape if you want. So I'm going to use fast fuse just for the sake of the video to make it go a little bit faster. And then we're going to adhere this down on the top of our box just like that. So now you can see where the lid is coming in place right here. All right, now we're going to use the magnets. Let me show you the magnets that I'm using. These magnets I got from Home Depot, and these actually had 12, but you're going to need 2 magnets per box. And I'm going to use glue dots, so let me grab those. I'm going to grab my paper piercing tool. Okay, so I'm going to take 1 magnet, peel it apart here, and I'm going to put a glue dot on the back side, and I'm going to tuck this underneath the lip on the inside of the box. Right about there is good. Then we're going to take another magnet, and I found that if you just magnetize them together, that will be the part of the closure that you want. So you just stick it right where you want it to go. I'm going to grab my glue dots and I'm going to put a couple glue dots on the top of this one, because this is going to go on the inside of the lid. So I want it to be secured really nicely. So I guess I'm going to use 3 little mini glue dots. Okay, then we're going to take the square that we cut out the center. Remember, we cut that out from the top part of the box, and we're going to go ahead and put adhesive on this. I'm covering this piece really good because the ribbon and your magnet is going to be somewhat underneath that. So you want to set that aside. Now I have some ribbon. This is the 3/8 classic weave ribbon, and I'm just going to cut a little snippet, and then this is going to go underneath the lid right here. But we're going to first stick the magnet to the lid, and there's really no way to make sure that that's really sticking. So what I found is that once you get it stuck, then you're going to have to pry it apart. And I take my paper piercing tool and just kind of peel apart those magnets really gently. They're really sticking really good. So then once you get it apart, then you can really adhere that really good to the lid. Okay. Okay, so then we're going to take our top and we're going to put fast fuse along the edges of the magnet, and we're going to take our ribbon, we're going to make a loop, and that's just mainly going to serve as a pull to open up the lid, just like that, and then cover the inside with that extra square that we cut out of the center of the lid, just like that. Okay, so when you close it, you have a little pull here to open it up. Isn't that great? Okay, so now we're going to decorate it, and I'm going to use the multi-purpose liquid glue. I love this acorn paper. So I'm going to put the glue on the box lid. I'm going to put the designer paper right on top. You want to make sure that the designer paper is adhered nicely before you crease that at that 1/2 inch open line of the lid. So we're just going to let that sit. And we're going to go ahead and add the liquid glue along the edges of the box. Isn't it cute? So let me show you the other ones. Now this Christmas one, I put the triangles in all the spots. So like on this one, I didn't do the bottom section. I did it just like what Chris's box looked like. And then here's the Halloween one that I did the same thing. I skipped the bottom section of that. There's the inside. And then here's another painted autumn designer paper one using the Very Vanilla as the base. And then here's the one that I got from Chris. Isn't it beautiful? Okay, so that's how you make that really beautiful faceted box, and I'll have all the items listed below, and then also subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss any future videos. Okay, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you later. Bye.